The Chicago World's Fair opened to the public on May 1st, 1893. Citizens flocked to Chicago to celebrate entertainment and art to surpass the French. The fair's greatest legacy was most definitely its architectural precedence. The new architectural styles pioneered the U.S.'s path to becoming a major world power. All appeared peaceful. But chaos was just about to strike. All of which was due to one man by the name of Herman Webster Mudgett, also known by Dr. H. Holmes.
Welcome! Today is October 30th, 1893. We are live from the Chicago Tribune studio and we are examining the closing of the World's Columbian Exposition.
The fair opened on May 1st, 1893, and had been relatively unsuccessful in ticket sales until the Chicago Day event, which turned the fair around into a profitable achievement despite an ever-declining economy.
On Chicago Day, October 9th, the fair set world record attendance rates at over 700,000 people, clearly surpassing the achievement of the France's Exposition Universelle in 1889.
Today is the closing of the fair, but it also is to commemorate the death of Mayor Harrison, but more on that later.
We go live to Sarah, who is speaking with the chief architect behind the fair, Daniel Burnham. Over to you, Sarah.
So I'm here live at the closing day ceremonies with one of the fair's chief architects, Daniel Burnham. So Mr. Burnham, do you view the fair as an overall success?
Yes. Ever since Chicago Day, the fair has turned out to be a huge profit. In these tough economic times, I view any profit as a success. Besides that, we achieved our original goal of surpassing France's Exposition Universelle. It appeared a risky decision at first, but I knew we'd make it.
That's very interesting. So what would you say are some of your biggest challenges when designing and building the fair?
We had a lot of challenges. I don't really know where to begin. There were a number of challenges that my late business partner John Root and I faced along the way. Buildings collapsed, storms and blizzards shortened the time we had to complete the fair. Accidents and disease resulted in the death of many workers, and the soil compression under the weight of the buildings required a lot of strategies to make sure that the foundations were strong. I would, however, say the major problem was finding the right architects and designers, along with constructing an attraction great enough that it would surpass the construction of the Eiffel Tower in France.
That's interesting. So what would you say was the hardest part of making people come to the fair?
I have to say the hardest part was having the average person be able to afford the fair and still make it profitable. For us, the booming railroad system, however, greatly helped with the transportation and with the high influx of people that came to the fair.
How did the assassination of the mayor affect the closing of the fair?
It made the joyous occasion overall seem a bit damper and darker.
That is certainly true. The ceremony has turned into more of a memorial service for Mayor Harrison. Now we turn to the clip of the mayor's assassination.
Who does the mayor think he is? I gave him all of my support, and he will still not make me his chief attorney. I devoted my life and my work to him, but he still will not do this thing for me. Fine. If he shall end my life and my career, then I shall end his.
Hello? Who are you? Excuse me?
Wait, what are you doing?
Newscast will be certainly going to the gals for that. On a brighter note, I'm here with the engineer behind the main attraction of the fair show, George Ferris himself. Hello, Mr. Ferris. Please describe the idea of the fair show.
I knew we needed something big, something extravagant, something revolutionary to beat out the Eiffel Tower. We couldn't just build another tower like some other younger architects thought we could. One night at dinner with some of the fair's architects, the idea hit me. I had to write it down on my napkin. In the end, the board selected the wheel as the main attraction itself.
what I've heard, there are many difficulties in trying to construct the wheel. Is that true?
There are many engineering challenges when building a Ferris wheel, yes, considering nothing like this has ever been done before. Burnham has pressured me to get it done before the opening of the fair in May, but with engineering issues it simply wasn't possible.
I also heard rumors that the wheel isn't safe. Is that true?
The wheel is 100% safe, I assure you. Lots of people suspect that something new and different like this would not be safe, but we have conducted many tests that can ensure its safety. Steel is almost indestructible.
I see. Very interesting. Thank you for that. Back to headquarters.
Welcome back to the Chicago Tribune Live. It's September 12th, 1895.
Breaking news. The grand jury of Philadelphia has just indicted Dr. H.H. Holmes for the murder of Benjamin Pietzel. Holmes has also been indicted for the murder of Pietzel's son, Howard, and Toronto has also indicted him for the murders of Pietzel's two daughters, Alice and Nellie. Holmes is currently being held in a Philadelphia prison until his trial takes place.
That's right. Holmes is now believed to be a serial killer, along with a coercive instigator of legal fraud involving life insurance policies. Now we go live to Allison, who is with the detective on the case, Frank Geyer. Allison? Hello, I'm here with Detective Frank Geyer, who's hot on the trail of Dr. H.H. Holmes. Tell us, Detective Geyer, how did you first get assigned to the case?
Well, it all started when Dr. Holmes filed an insurance claim upon the late Pietzel Fidelity Mutual Life Association for nearly $10,000. Upon investigation, we became privy to some shady activities and put him in Moy-Mensing prison for confessing to the fraud. Soon after, we found Pietzel's body and realized that his children were missing as well. However, it was later discovered that the corpse was in fact a cadaver to make Pietzel's death look like an accidental explosion.
Wow, what are the latest developments?
We recently just discovered the bodies of two victims, Nellie and Alice Pietzel, in the basement of a house in Toronto.
What about Pietzel's son, Howard?
It soon became evident that Howard's body was not with Nellie and Alice. With no other leads, we decided to begin investigating Holmes's World Exposition Hotel on the Chicago Fairgrounds. Soon we found Howard's clothing among some other things in the hotel.
That's terrible, but tell us, what was the hotel like?
Brace yourselves, folks. Among the cavernous basement, we found vats of acid, pieces of skulls, a blood-stained dissection table, surgical tools, burned shoes, about 18 ribs of a child, many vertebrae, a shoulder blade, a hip socket, human hair, blood-stained dresses, and overalls. But that wasn't all. We found a walk-in vault with an imprint of a woman's foot on the back of the door. Further, I discovered a kiln that was large enough to fit a body, probably for burning them to death. It was really displeasing.
Okay.
How was Holmes able to get away with it for so long?
Well, with Chicago being a relatively new city, the strong law enforcement was not really present. Including that, there was a high influx of people in Chicago, so it made it almost impossible to notice any disappearances majorly during the time. Almost 200 people probably vanished during the period, but it wasn't figured out until afterwards. So basically, we relate this to the population increase and the law enforcement flaws in Chicago.
I cannot believe what I have heard, and we thank you so much, Detective, for your time. Officials have confirmed that over 200 people mysteriously vanished during the procession of the fair, but how many were subject to murder and infidelity of Dr. H.H. Holmes? In our final segment, we bring to you a reenactment of what we believe to have happened in the infamous vault. Here you will witness Holmes deceitfully murdering one of his many wives, Emmeline Segrand.
Hello, my wife. Please come this way.
Why would I go in there? Don't be silly.
You just have some paperwork to sign.
Honey, I need you to sign this.
If you say I must.
Thank you. Now, just a couple more things.
What are we doing?
Just signing some paperwork. Normal, everyday things. Ignorant fool. Can't believe that he fell for that little nudie life insurance policy. At least she got me some money. No, don't!
Here, darling. Now, let's
Much better. How to get rid of it.
All that was found of Emmeline Legrand was a mysterious footprint that had somehow been etched into the vault's metal door. Holmes later confessed to killing 27 victims. Estimates, however, suggest that Holmes had killed some 25 to 100 people. Others contest that he in fact murdered almost 200 individuals. On May 7, 1896, Holmes was hanged in Philadelphia for killing Benjamin Pietzl. Holmes will forever live on as one of America's original serial killers. This video is based upon the novel The Devil in the White City by Erik Larson.